lost my memories. I couldn't protect anyone, and at the end of the day, this whole marriage was just an uninteresting story. So now that Akaza has his memories back, he basically says that he can't go to the same place as those people once he dies, because remember, a demon can't go to heaven. And he even thanks Giyu for making him remember his past. We see Tanjiro has also waken up from being knocked out, and the first thing he sees is Akaza growing back his head, which is an extremely bad thing. Remember, they are deep in an infinity castle. There's no sunlight around here. Akaza goes to attack Giyu, but Tanjiro jumps out of the rubble, and even Akaza's surprised that he can still move. Tanjiro says that he will cut Akaza's head off again and again, but he just loses his sword, so he's not in the game. But Tanjiro says screw it and just punches Akaza across the face, which is probably one of the funniest panels in Demon Slayer. But this punch actually works because he remembers Kaizo, who, remember before, he compared to Tanjiro. But then Akaza goes on a monologue that he hates weak people. Weak people. He says that he killed weak and cowardly people, that he hated his father, and now he remembers who he wanted to kill. We see that Akaza is about to use destructive style once again, and basically Giyu is about to be cooked from this, so Tanjiro jumps to save Giyu. And basically they're in checkmate, there is nothing they can do here, but Akaza seems to be smiling at them. And all of a sudden a huge explosion gets released. And we see that Akaza used his own attack on himself. And yes, you know, if you ever seen in a TikTok comment section that Akaza lost the plot, this is basically what they're talking about. There was no way to defeat him here. Tanjiro wonders why did Akaza attack himself, and he even says that moment he smiled, he felt gratitude. But Akaza still seems to be regenerating. Even Akaza doesn't want to regenerate. He says just stop, don't regenerate, but he's just so powerful that he just keeps regenerating. He goes on to say, in the moment Tanjiro cut off his head, he lost. It was over. It was fair and square. So he keeps telling himself to stop regenerating, but he seems to be having problems. Akaza then remembers his dad, and he basically says thank you for everything that you've done for me. Then we see young Akaza kneel down to his master, and he basically says we can't exactly take you to heaven with us, but we're proud of you. But then in the same time, Muzan switches with Kaizo and says, Akaza, don't you want to become stronger? You can't let it end here. And we see that he transforms back into a demon, and he's like, yes, I can't let it end. And as we can see, his head starts to regenerate again, so crazy. But then, of course, Koyuki, his wife, comes and says, Akaza, you've done enough, just let it go. And you know, once his wife came on the scene, Muzan has no power anymore. We then see Akaza turn back into Hakuji, starting to cry, and basically he just hugs his wife because it's over. He basically starts to cry to Koyuki and says, I'm sorry I couldn't protect you, I was a useless husband, please forgive me. But of course she says, I'm glad you remembered me in your final moments, welcome back my husband. Like some real tearjerker stuff, and this is going to be animated. We then see as Akaza's about to regenerate his whole body, he just starts to crumble and fade away. And that is the official end of Akaza.